everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. We are going to be doing a more vlog style video today. We're out in my living room. I'm sitting on the floor as all influencers do. I'm just kidding. But I am super excited that I recently got, as you guys saw probably from the title of this video, that I got the Replica Studio. This is something that I have been wanting to get for quite some time, and I just kept putting it off, honestly, because of the price, and also I was like, do I really need it? I don't, it's like one of those things that's more like a want than a need or whatever. Although now my replica surfaces are starting to like really take up room on my table and stuff where I pour candles and stuff, and so especially with busy season here now and everything, I really need the extra space to be able to utilize the full table and stuff and not have the replica surfaces and stuff just sitting on top of it and everything like that, because I do generally leave them set up so that way I can always just snap some quick pictures if I need to for social media or whatever, and so I generally just leave them set up all the time because it's just kind of a hassle constantly trying to, move things around off the table and all that stuff. So I got the studio to kind of help with that, and also I'm really thrilled that like I'm not gonna have to like constantly just like be hunched over anymore trying to get the great, shots and everything like that. I'm not gonna have to like hold still, even though I'm like 6'4", I have to hold my camera like up above my head when I'm standing and stuff, just to get like, flat lay shots and stuff like that. And so I'm really excited that this has such an adjustable height that I won't have to do that anymore, because it's really gonna save my back. I'm 29 now, I'm getting close to 30, and my back is not what it once was. So if you guys didn't notice, I'm in comfy fall clothes today because it felt necessary. It's finally the first like 50-degree day that we've had here in Omaha or whatever, and I am so thrilled about it. We have our door open, like our balcony door open right now, because I'm just like, I want all the cool air. So I'm thrilled about it, and so it felt like I needed to wear a comfy, nice, hoodie. Anyway, all that being said, let's get started opening up this guy. This thing is huge, and it's also very heavy. So it does come in 2 different boxes. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get them both on here, but this is the like the legs, the tripod or whatever that holds up the studio and everything. And then this is obviously like the actual studio itself. Okay, it is now the next day. Yes, I am wearing this same hoodie again because I literally wore it for about 20 minutes yesterday, and you'll notice in the video or in the clips of me putting together the studio that I ended up changing my shirt because I got way too hot. because it might be 40, 50, whatever outside, but it's not in our apartment, unfortunately. And so putting things together just makes me sweaty. But as you can see, we got the studio all set up. Don't mind the mess around the rest of my candle studio because yeah, we've just got a lot going on right now. But I already am so obsessed with this. First of all, this is the glossy black surface, which I love this surface so much. But this is what it looks like without any, without the surface on it or whatever. And the nice thing is I love these it has little corner edges so that your surfaces can just perfectly line up where they need to go. And obviously these little corner pieces on the side are where your surfaces slide into. And you can just super easily, I'm doing it one-handed, so this is going to be hard, but generally it's very easy to remove a surface or whatever, and then it just slides right back in. Again, I'm doing this one-handed, so it's a little more difficult. I love how easy it is to move around. It obviously swivels, but then it's also on wheels, so it's very easy to move around. I can move it basically anywhere in our apartment, and I love that. So I decided, since we're already kind of doing a vlog anyway, I have a few pictures that I have been wanting to update on my website anyway, and so like literally for like the last year, I've been working on updating different pictures, like different product photos and stuff for my website. So I finally want to get that done. And so, especially now that I have the Replica Studio and everything, I was kind of inspired to get some stuff done. So today we are going to run to Target and we're going to get a few things. I also need to drop off a local order. So I'm going to show you guys how I package up local orders. Since this is like a vlog style video, thought it would just be fun to do a few different things. And then we will come back here and I will kind of show you guys my process for doing product photography. The very first thing, I get these little bags from Amazon, and I like to add a little brand sticker on here. They got the very last two of my apple cider donuts sent. So I actually with local orders, I just put them basically in the bag. I don't box them up or anything like that like I would with like if I was shipping it. I used to put them in the little gift boxes, but I had so many people tell me that they were like, you don't have to put mine in a gift box because we're just going to take it out and then the box, we just throw it away. So I had so many people tell me that they were just like, you really don't have to do that or whatever. And so I just kind of stopped doing it for all of them because it just didn't make sense, if people are just going to throw it away anyway. And it's not really doing anything, in shipping, it's mostly just to help keep it more protected or whatever. So, with a local order, it doesn't really need to do that. And then just like a normal order, they do get a candle care card with a thank you on the back, along with a little wax melt sample. And then finally, these people did just order a few days ago, but I'm going to give them another business card because they said that they were having a baby shower soon and said that they were planning on burning them for the baby shower. So figured I would, throw in a business card in case someone at the baby shower is, excited about, the candle scent or something and wants to buy their own. But yeah, that is pretty much it when it comes to local orders. Everything's in the bag. I used to put tissue paper in there as well, but I no longer have any. So these are friends of mine, so I'm not super worried about it being super pretty or anything. They're just going to take everything out anyway, so they don't really mind usually. All right, so we are in the car and we are first up going to go deliver this local order, and then we're going to run to Target and grab a few photo shoot things that I need for some product photos and stuff. So let's go. Sorry, the sun is like full on over here, but we just dropped off the order, and so now we are gonna head to Target, and we're gonna take you guys around and show you guys just like some random things that I get for product photos and stuff like that. I like to use real props and stuff, or real things or whatever, in my product photos. So I'll be showing you guys just a few things that I get that I want to get for these photos specifically. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so first up, we are going to be looking for some sugar cookies because the scent that, the main scent that I want to get pictures for is called iced sugar cookies. So it kind of just makes sense that we have sugar cookies in the photos. So I found these white and some pink ones as well. I like the white ones, don't necessarily love the pink ones, but at the time, I didn't see any others. I kind of looked around for quite a while just to see if there's anything else there too that we could use, any other sweet type things, but I didn't really feel like anything would go with the scent, obviously, as well as sugar cookies. So I did grab the pink ones too. But then, as soon as I was about to head to a different section of the store, I did find some other sugar cookies, and they had some yellow and orange. I liked the orange ones better, so I did end up putting the pink ones back and just getting the orange instead. And then, of course, it wouldn't be a Target trip without going to my favorite section, which is the Hearth and Hand by Chip and Joanna Gaines. They have lots of great stuff, both for your home and also for product photos and stuff. I've gotten a lot of these little smaller things and used them in product photos. And then I found this little, I mean, it's a fake plant, but it was like $3. So I found that and decided to grab that for some future product photos. We won't be using them today. But then I went to my other favorite section, which is the $1 to $5 section, and they had a ton of Christmas stuff out. I was kind of hoping for other stuff, but it kind of worked out because I did find some really cool things and get some good ideas for Christmas photos, which are going to be coming up real soon. They had like these little trees that I thought were kind of cute, and they would be cool for some product photos and stuff. They had other ones, obviously. They had these little green and blue ones as well. They were only $1, which was awesome. I didn't end up getting these because I found some other things I wanted more, but you know, if you decide you want some, there they are. They also had these really cool little ornaments that I thought would be cool for product photos, and as well as this sign. I almost grabbed this sign, but I'm already planning out my product photos and I didn't think it would go well. This also, I really liked these little towels. Towels are always like a good thing. I'll show you later in this video that towels just, you know, can be really cool for any kind of product photos and stuff. They also had these little bells and with some little greenery on the end, as well as this other Christmas tree. I thought this would be cool to put some like fairy lights in it. That would be really cool for some product photos. And then I did end up getting these little wooden Christmas trees. They had 3 different kinds, and I loved them. And I think they go perfectly with the product photos that I'm already planning out for my winter collection. And then now that I'm thinking about all the winter collection photos I want to take, I thought it would be cool to grab a scarf. I really liked this one. I feel like it'll go really well with my winter collection photos and what I'm planning for those. So I did go ahead and grab that as well. After that, we went over to the kitchen section. This is another place if you don't know what you want to get or props for your photos or whatever, this is a really great place to start. If you guys have ever seen any of my product photos, you've probably seen me have this in them. I use it for a ton of my photos just because I think it's like a really cool little neutral prop for your photos and stuff. But they also have like lots of other stuff. I thought this would be really cool for an idea that I had for some flat lay photos. but I didn't decide to get it today. After that, we're gonna head home and head to the candle studio. Okay, so we are back in the studio. Sorry, I know this is a weird angle. I'm going to be moving in a minute. But the Replica Studio is right here. First things first, I want to go ahead and raise it up to where I won't have to like bend over to take shots and stuff like that. And so I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that because it's super easy. It's so great. Sorry, you guys are seeing the rest of my messy studio in the back. But literally all you have to do in order to raise this up is just twist this knob to loosen it, lift it up a little bit, take this key out, and then you just raise it up to wherever you want it. So about right here is probably going to be good. And then you just twist this again and then just put this little key right back in here. That's really just like an extra safety feature to make sure it's not going to fall or anything like that. Okay, so as you can see, this is the herringbone marble replica service, and this is the gloss white. This isn't obviously what our picture is going to be like. So a tip that I have for you guys is if you guys do know Photoshop or Canva pretty well, something that I do to save on just candles and stuff in general is like anytime I know that I have to do photos, if I need to make some testers, I will. And then what I do is just put either, if I wanted to take the time to print off a actual label or whatever, I will. A lot of the times what I'll do is just put a blank label on the jar, and then you can Photoshop in or use Canva or whatever to put the actual label on the candle. I typically use Photoshop. You probably could get away with doing it in Canva. It's not going to be as good probably in Canva as you can do with Photoshop, but it'll be better than nothing. So I always make sure first that I've got the wicks, since I use 2 wicks, that they are lined up. And then we're gonna line it up and then just press it right on there. But the reason I do it this way sometimes, I don't do it this way every time, but the reason I do it this way sometimes is just because I don't always want to burn the candles that I have made that could be sold. Like if I have already tested them, they're good to go, I don't need to test anymore. I don't really want to like burn anymore because I just don't want to waste any more product. And so I'll just put either a label or a blank label on another tester candle or whatever. That way, 1, I can burn it for the photos, and 2, I'm not wasting any product. So really the first thing I do is I want to figure out where and how I want my candle to be positioned. Almost 9 times out of 10, I usually just have it kind of in the center, at least to start with, and then I kind of move it around as needed. And something that I like to do is just make sure that your candle is, or your main subject is kind of elevated in some way. The reason for this is it automatically draws people's eyes to whatever is elevated and stuff. And so it's just kind of easier if your subject is both in focus and a little elevated from everything else in the picture. So you can either do that by placing your candle on a lid, or I also really love these shape things that I got from Amazon. Honestly, don't know what, I think they're just different shapes. But they're foam, but they're like hard enough that like you can easily place like heavy objects on them and they're not gonna like break or anything like that. But I got like a whole pack of them. They come with like all different kinds of shapes. Like there's squares, hexagons, circles, just like all different kinds of shapes and stuff like that that come with them. But I love just even placing like your candle or something in the background on them. They just kind of give it like a little bit of a more luxury look, I think. And you can even place your lid like on the side or something if you want, or if it'll stay up. Or if all else fails, just make sure that you get a picture with the lid on so that they, you know, especially if you have a different lid than like what a usual jar like this would have or whatever, you know, that way they know what it looks like with the lid on. But then from there, I just kind of place things around kind of where I, you know, maybe want them. I do end up moving things around quite a bit and everything just to kind of see what looks good, what doesn't, and all that stuff. And obviously, since these are sugar cookies, I thought it was only appropriate to obviously use those sugar cookies that we bought earlier. And obviously this is a very kitchen style theme, because that's kind of what I wanted to go for with these photos, since they are, the scent is sugar cookie. And so I just kind of felt like it was a good idea to kind of go with that sort of kind of kitchen style theme. Like I said, I just kind of play around with things until I find something that I feel like works. So, and I don't mind at all that there's sprinkles going everywhere, because I think that kind of gives it like a more natural, kind of cool texture and stuff. It'd even make it more interesting if you eat some of your props like I did. I decided I think I like a little bit more orange instead, since there's so much white already. I wanted to add a little bit more color over here. Whatever props and stuff you decide to have, I just like to have stuff that kind of reminds you of the smell of the candle itself. So obviously this one is going to be iced sugar cookies. And so I felt like, you know, obviously we need some sugar in here just to make it believable. And I'm even gonna pour a little extra around the sides and stuff, just to give it a little extra, ooh, whoops. Just to give it kind of some extra texture and everything on the surface. And then one final touch that I really enjoy doing is just adding in something that can be kind of spread throughout your whole scene. So for instance, I'm going to be using this kitchen towel. This just kind of like easily changes your photo. Like you can do so much with that. Like you can, like I did, drape it over the background there. You can kind of move it around to different places and just kind of, it kind of just adds a little bit more texture in the background and stuff like that for your photo, and it really makes it pop. Like I said, I just kind of move things around until I feel like I'm gonna get some good photos. And remember, like, so the way that I shoot really shallow depth of field, which just means basically that the candle itself is going to be in focus and everything in front and behind it is going to be fairly blurry. And so it's going to really separate the candle from basically everything else around it. So I'm going to take a few shots and see how I like this, and then we'll kind of decide from there if I need to get more or change stuff around or things like that. Something I did forget to mention is that I am using a Canon 5D Mark III. You're probably not going to be able to see the name on there, but it's a Canon 5D Mark III with a 50mm 1.2 lens. You do not need to buy this fancy of a camera to get good pictures though. I just happen to used to be a photographer, so I still had my old camera and stuff, and so it is a really nice camera, and so I definitely didn't want to just get rid of it or whatever, and so I use it for all my product photos now. as you guys saw, I just kind of moved things around as needed. I even switched out and went ahead and did pictures of my wax melts too. I kind of just set up essentially one scene, get things exactly where I want it, and then take pictures of the candles and then do the wax melts and then get, you know, like my smaller candles and just all the things basically all at once. And I kind of, you know, move things around sometimes as needed throughout the shoot and everything. But that's essentially the gist of how I do my product photos. Obviously, I know I didn't answer like every question that you probably have about product photography or anything like that. This wasn't necessarily meant to be that. It was more just kind of a fun vlog, show you guys exactly kind of what I do and stuff. But I am really considering doing like a full series on product photography alone, just because I do have like 15 years of photography experience. And so I like to think I at least kind of know what I'm doing. Granted, the photos I was doing before was more like weddings, portraits, things like that, but I definitely do, you know, still some of the experience kind of carries over and everything. So if that is something that you're interested in, like a full series, like I would even go over like how to take photos just with your phone and stuff like that, so that you don't feel like you need to have a fancy camera like I have or anything like that, because you really don't. Like there's been so many times where I just honestly snap photos with my phone, just because I don't feel like pulling out my camera. So like I said, product photography is just one of those things that I could talk about honestly for hours on end. And so yeah, there's so much that I could teach and stuff like that. And so I think honestly someday I need to just sit down and like do like a full series. If that is something that you're interested in, let me know in the comments section below and I would be happy to maybe do that in the future. Just as a reminder, this was not sponsored by Replica Surfaces or anything like that. I am a Replica ambassador, which basically just means that if you do decide to purchase and you use my link and discount code, I do get a small commission. But they didn't send me any of these services. They didn't send me the Replica Studio or anything like that. I bought them all with my own money because I truly love them and they do just amazing things for my product photos. I do get people, I've had several people tell me that they're like, I usually don't buy candles online, but your photos looked so good and the way that you have, you know, the different props and stuff, I felt like I knew what the candle was gonna smell like, and so I felt more comfortable buying online and everything. And so I think that's super important when it comes to product photography and stuff like that, especially with something that, you know, is supposed to smell good and everything. People kind of want to know what it's gonna smell like, and they can't do that through a screen. And if you guys are interested in getting some Replica surfaces or even the Replica Studio, I will leave my link in the description box below, and you can use that and use code PHOTOS12 at checkout to save 12% on your purchase. I will also leave links for any of the other stuff I use for product photography and stuff like that down in the description box below. I know this was a longer vlog style video, so if you guys enjoy this type of content, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so that I know that I can make more of these videos and you guys enjoy them. But with that, that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. If you'd like to continue hanging out, you can check out one of these other videos that are about to pop up on the screen, and I will see you there. Gemma, you're fine. You don't need to have the doors open all the time. You're fine. Come say hi. Come here. This is Gemma. Okay.